Okay, good. We got this perfect. All right, so here's the deal. I go live and answer questions for free. Normally on Mondays and Thursdays, we do about 30 minutes. So right now it's 11:52 p.m. on August 17th, 2025. I'm doing this because normally I go live on Mondays and Thursdays, but Mondays usually get overloaded. So I'm going to see if I can do this better on Sunday and then answer a bunch of questions. The way it works, you call in 407-279-1754. Again, 407-279-1754. Let me type it in real quick for you. Boom. And what you do is you ask a question, usually about Social Security disability law. Remember, no question stacking. Have your question ready. Don't go into story mode. No, I don't know all the information of your claim. No, I don't know the whole background. So you're not going to get a perfect answer. Don't expect one. And then also, essentially try to be like direct with the facts. Don't hide stuff. Some of you hide the ball. When you call in, use a fake name. You're anonymous. We don't know who you are. With that said, I'm going to open this up. I know it's late. I know it's about to be, 12 midnight. I'm going to open this up to anybody and everybody who wants to call in to basically ask questions. Now, I know I do these super late. That's because I work on a bunch of things. But the bottom line is we'll go ahead and begin the process. And please remember that when you actually call in, that you mute the computer or the TV and just talk directly through the phone, because otherwise we'll get this weird like feedback thingy going on. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and basically begin the process, and we're going to count it down from 20 this time to see if anybody calls in. Now, while I'm counting down from 20, if any of you want to put any questions in basically the chat section, I'll go ahead and answer those questions on the 20-second countdown. I'm actually going to open up a little countdown clock on my computer. And the deal is if nobody calls within 20 seconds, here's a countdown clock right here. What we're going to do is, nope, that's embedding a countdown clock. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Countdown app, countdown timer. Oh man, that's a little bit more complex. Gonna find one. Online clock countdown. Here we go. All right. So, or I guess I could just start it. Let me see. Hold on. God, I didn't think I'd have such a hard time finding it. All right. How to stopwatch? Let's see. Online stopwatch. Online stopwatch. Here we go. Got it. Online stopwatch. Stopwatch. Got it. Click here. Start. All right, cool. So the stopwatch is running. Let me put it over here real quick. We're good there. And we're good. All right. So now I'm going to check and see if there are any questions in the chat section while this is running. Let's see. Question, Walter. Other channel mentioned a rep or lawyer can get like a 30-second video input to support a claim. True, false. A 30-second video input to support a claim. What do you mean a 30-second video input? Do you mean like they submit a video to the hearing office? Do you mean like, they get a video of basically your imaging from an MRI machine or whatever? What do you mean by a 30-second video input? We can download essentially videos from the SSA when they do like, video telephonic and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, let's see what it is. Is there follow-up like life, home, picking up things? Yeah, you can submit a video input, but they don't usually allow those. And here's why. They take up a lot of space on the server. I've submitted videos before. I've submitted photos before. A lot of times they'll ignore them because you could just be faking it. And they rely essentially on medical evidence to prove it. Because think about it, if somebody wants to walk poorly, they're going to walk poorly on a video. If somebody has, however, an accident, like a car accident, usually photos of that car destroyed will be helpful. Or if a video like that could be helpful too. But here we go. Here's the first caller. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yeah. My legal question, I guess it's a legal question, is I'm on SSA and SSI, like $888 and then $71 in the SSI. And I was wondering, I think I'm 66. I think they told me I would be automatically turned over to from disability to regular Social Security. I'm sorry. At 66 and 10 months. So that I think that's like March or something of 26. Do you know if I'm with United Healthcare, and I'm also using the benefits, the monthly benefits you can use for electricity or food items, healthy food or whatever. Do you know if that will change? Like, will they? I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this, but um, do you know if they'll just cut me off and make me a regular? I don't know how to say it. I don't know how regular Medicare and Social Security works. Will they still pay for my medications? And did I say I was disabled?
So the thing
I've been
is,
disabled since 1989.
okay, so the thing is, like, when you transition onto full retirement, the only real main thing that's going to change is that your SGA limitations, your substantial gainful activity limitations that you have through SSDI, those are going to, for the most part, disappear because now you're going on to retirement. If you're a hybrid of SSI and retirement, then, which is likely in this situation since you're a hybrid now, you'll still have limitations, however, with the SSI amount of benefits. So, how much SSI do you receive each month?
$71.
Yeah, so you'll potentially have $71 of problematic, SGA limitations, resource limitations, stuff like that, where they have these limits on what you're allowed to, do because it's a poverty program. In that case, it's it actually transitions in time because there's a poverty disability program, and then at 65 it becomes a hybrid allowance in your particular situation for a retired SSI with disability SSI. But the bottom line is, just to kind of clarify, nothing's really going to change except that the main chunk of benefits is not going to have an SGA limitation. So your SSDI will transition over to essentially retirement.
Okay. Um, okay, so I mean, United Healthcare won't probably kick me off, or
No. You'll
is that what you mean?
continue. But remember, every single, 6 months to a year, you want to call like one of those brokers and ask them, am I on the right program? Am I, because your goal is to save money here. So okay, so I guess this is a good spot. So if you look at the screen real quick, these are the guys that sponsor me with my stuff. But basically their name is Chapter. They made a little URL for me, askchapter.org/disability. But every 6 months to a year, you should call them and check in and be like, hey guys, is this a good plan? Am I on a good plan? Am I rocking this? Are these guys going to give me the surgeries, the medications, the treatment that I want? Am I going to be able to see the doctors that I want to see? Are you going to see? So the average caller with these guys saves around like $1,100 a year, which isn't a ton, but at the same time, like, it's better in your pocket than not. You know what I mean? So what I would say is, like, every 6 months to a year, call these guys. They're basically Medicare brokers. It's a free call. They figure out what's going to be a good option for you, where they just kind of tune up the system that you're on. And remember, it doesn't cost you anything. If you're on the best program that you're currently on, cool, they'll say you're good. If you're, basically on a program that could do some improvement or whatever, they'll let you know and they'll give you the reasons why. The other reason too is, I'm not on Medicare, but a lot of people are on Medicare, but there's so much fraud that's being discovered with Medicare right now that, like, I would just give them a call to be like, hey, is my program going to be affected? Is my Medicare Advantage this or that or whatever going to be affected by this fraud situation that's going on? Because, there's so much, there's like $15 billion worth of caught fraud at this point with the Medicare system. So, like, knowing if your doctor's been effective or very naughty and did criminal actions, or they're, the big thing that they do is basically overcharging Medicare. They'll submit, Medicare pay codes that are just, ridiculous, never done, whatever. So, the Villages is one of them, like that giant retirement community, the largest, the largest one on earth. So my point to you is, I would just give them a call, have them figure it out. I don't do Medicare, you know what I mean? That's not my thing, but they do. That's their only thing, and they have access to literally more programs than anybody else. So again, it's a free call. You can do it, you don't have to do it. But bottom line is, you know what I mean? We should all do better at calling our insurance companies to make sure that they're giving us a great deal. And I'm terrible at it myself because I'm always busy. But it's just one of those gigs. But yeah, so the only thing you got to worry about is SSI when you do the 66 and 10 months. And then basically from there, you're just going to transition on to retirement. But like every 6 months to a year, call these guys, check in with them, be like, hey, am I good?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll just rewind to make sure I have that number. I don't have a pen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't have a pen with me right now.
Yeah, no worries.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, you have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
Okay, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Perfect. And guys, remember, if this video in some way helps you, even if you're just watching, you're like, whatever, always throw a like up there. The other thing that I always love is when people go to the main web page for the company. Disability Resolution, the law firm, will be 12 years old next month. So we're really excited. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. What is your legal question? Go ahead. And remember to use a fake name. Go ahead.
Hi, Walter. Yeah, I just received my approval on my disability case, and it was like 600 days. But I have children. When I filled out the application, my children, they said that my children might be eligible, and I don't. They didn't. They sent me, the back due check, but it didn't have anything to do with the children. And I have an appointment phone call with them, with Social Security this week, and I'm not sure if what's going on with the any benefits as far as my children go.
All right, so there's two programs. There's more than that, but I don't want to make it too complicated. There's two main ones you want to focus on. If they're under 18, they're called child auxiliary benefits. If they're over 18 to 22, they're called disabled adult child benefits. So auxiliary benefits under 18, 18 to 22, disabled adult child benefits. If they're 23 or 24 and they can prove going backwards in time that they were disabled during 18 to 22, still have them file for disabled adult child benefits.
Oh, I thought that they were because they're not disabled, but I thought that because I have disabled. No, I didn't know if that if I was getting extra benefit to help take care of my children.
Yeah.
I thought there was something up.
But remember,
and when I filed my case, they were under 18. Now one of them is over 18, and one of them's 16. So does that go back to when I filed my case, way back like 600 days ago?
I'm not sure actually, because you're talking about back pay for auxiliary benefits. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Because remember, so the main thing to keep in mind is that if they're 18 and still in like academia, then they can, still kind of weeble wobble their way to get some benefits. And that even works all the way to 22 for some of these, so long as they're still, like in school. But the only way they'd still be in school for that level is if they were really disabled themselves and had like a 504 and IEP. Is the 18-year-old finishing up high school? Are they like done with it?
Well, he's 19 now because it's been so long. He was 17 when this started because it took so long for the case to go through. And so he's 19 now, and I got my other one's 16 now, and I just didn't when we did the application, I thought it was just already because there was so I just thought it was like automatic from when I filed the disability application for myself that there would be some sort of extra in there, to help with the kids since I'm not working anymore and things.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. Email me that later. I've never had that question. And just to summarize the question, do child auxiliary benefits go back to the alleged onset date that was approved by the adjudicator of the SSA for the parents' Title II benefits of SSDI? And if so, would they count for all of the months, or would there be a similar restriction where they would reduce them by the 5-month, 1 month rules, where the benefits, the back pays, don't count? So that's an interesting question. Send me that.
I don't know if it starts now because it seems like they're having me do something over the phone now to have, I don't know if it's apply for that, but they were on the initial application. So I just confused about that.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. I don't usually do that part of it because the whole point is, I get the person disability benefits, but not obviously the children that aren't disabled. Of course, keep in mind.
My lawyer, the same thing. They get me through the SSDI part for myself. They won that, helped me win that case. and they, it's kind of on my own now.
Yeah, but remember too, the transitional is that as they get over 18, the expectation is that they're actually disabled to receive benefits. So, just kind of keep in mind they might do some back pay to it, but I'm not sure. And the next question then becomes, do they receive as much with a single parent that's disabled, or if they have one parent that's not disabled and one that is disabled, how does that affect it? Yada, yada, yada. So, because usually with a lot of those types of things, there's some sort of mini hidden restriction on how much they get, how many children they are, how much they can tap into your Title II to pay off of them. So it's actually a pretty complex question, but send me that question by email. If I get a chance, I'll do a video on it.
Okay, and how do I word that? I'll rewind the video and watch how you worded that. I know you said something about how to describe it. I'll rewind it and write that down.
Perfect.
I'll email you. Thank you so much, Walter.
Thank you, good sir. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and take the next call real quick. But that was a good question. How much auxiliary child benefits does somebody receive? Is it in the form of back pay? Is the back pay all the months where the person was found disabled, or do we take 6 months out, the 5 months that don't count in the beginning and the 1 month at the end? And then of course there's a split, because the more children, the less you get per child. And it's pulling from Title II. So then there's, how much did the person pay in? What was their percentage? Yada, yada. So it's a good question. Let me go ahead and call one of these individuals that I just missed a call from. Let me get them on the phone real quick, and then we'll rock and roll. We're going to see if we can get somebody. They just called in. I just missed their call. There's a few others that we can always call back and get them rolling. So let me see if we can get them on the phone real quick and rock and roll here. So do we have them on the phone? Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Just giving you a call back. What is your legal question? And remember to use a fake name throughout the call. Go ahead.
Hi, my question is, how come Massachusetts said I was permanently disabled, but then when I moved to North Carolina, they told me I was not?
Are we talking?
I'm just wondering how.
Yeah, state-based benefits, federal-based benefits. Are we talking like a private insurance? What are we talking?
No, we're talking full, totally Social Security. So it would be SSDI, I believe. Yeah, that's what it was. SSDI.
Cool. Okay, so basically for SSDI benefits, every state has to use pretty much the same legal standard because it's set by the commissioner, because it's federal. It's across all of the states. However, there's little disagreements between, big regions, and then ultimately, it gets up to the highest court levels. There's a battle, so Supreme Court has to decide it, and then the SSA will usually step in and create what's called an SSR, which is a Social Security ruling. So what probably happened was you were in a state and you were approved, and then you went to another state. When you moved, it triggered a CDR in that new state. And basically you were going through the CDR, and they decided you were no longer severely impaired at the level required using the 8-step sequential process, which is a fancy way of saying 8 elements that defines if you're still disabled. So did you go through a CDR?
Yeah, 5 times.
Okay.
I moved to North Carolina in 2014, and by 2023, I've had 5 different, reviews, where I had to go see their doctors and so forth. I've been disabled since 1977.
So keep in mind that 1977, we're talking about, that's just after they created SSI benefits, but SSDI,
right.
1950s. So, that's way back. They have to use the standards of what you were found disabled back then, which is very, very, very light. Like a lot of people that applied for the program, most people didn't even know about the programs back then, but pretty much a lot of the people that applied were found disabled so long as they met very light standards. So, so you're saying that the new state said that you're not disabled, correct?
They approved me for Social Security in 1997. I was one of those, the last ones who got paid back from when you became disabled.
Sure.
They declared me as being disabled all the way from 1977.
Sure.
So you can imagine what the payout was.
Massive.
It was wonderful. It was okay.
Yeah.
But even though I've done the same work in Massachusetts that I've done here in North Carolina, even though I reported it every month, North Carolina said that I was not disabled and that they overpaid me almost $80,000 within a 5-year period. Now, I never saw that, so I know that's an error on them. But the point is I'm saying if I go back to Massachusetts, I know my disability will be reinstated.
No, you don't.
But I'm living here and no, I don't know that.
No, because now you're federal. Like, no, it's once they've done a CDR and found, it's federal across the board. So what happened was you breached SGA somehow, some way, or they got it wrong in their math. So what are they claiming? Like, what months was the screw up occurring in, and what was the screw up? Did you earn more in this new state? Yeah.
Well, from 2018 to 2023, is they're saying that because I had steady work, even though I reported it and they were supposed to cut my checks down, or cut them off, period, they never did. So we understand whose fault that was.
So wait, they overpaid you?
Yes, that's what they're saying. $75,000 to almost $80,000. Sir,
Right.
I never saw that in 5 years. At $10,000 a year.
Well, you know why? Because now they're connected to the new payrolls. So all the payrolls that are, not all of them, but a lot of the big ones that are out there, they're connected to. So over the past 3 to 4 years, they've been able to catch a lot of people who have been earning over SGA. And remember, that is solely your responsibility. Like, you're supposed to acknowledge and notify them and all that jazz.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But
even
if you notify them and you go over, like, they still come at you because, you basically you went over SGA, you violated the statute. So you can argue to have it reduced, fill out an SSA 632, all that stuff. But the bottom line is they're going to come at you and say, hey, look, you were overpaid, and they're going to say, whether you knew or didn't know that you were overpaid, this is the outcome of what the statute requires. So, so now, are you currently still earning over SGA?
Oh, God, no. Now I came down with emphysema.
Okay.
So I've been going through the whole appeal, the waiver program. I've been seeing all of their doctors and the whole nine. So my original disability, I don't know if they're still taking that into consideration. But now at 55, almost 55, I have emphysema. I'm getting ready to go on oxygen. I don't know if they're going to approve me or not. I've been in appeal and I've reapplied 5 times. So I can't work right now. I can't.
Wait, why didn't you keep with the original claim? Because if you reapplied, you're going with the new standards, which are, not good for you.
Because they kept denying me.
Did you go all the way to federal court and everything above appeals counsel, or?
Nope, they didn't. Nope, they just told me I was denied. I had to reapply. They would not let me see a judge. I couldn't get an attorney. I'm in North Carolina. Can I just say that?
Well, you can get an attorney from any state because it's federal. You know what I mean? Like, I have clients in pretty much every state. So I guess the point is, the original claim was the one you wanted to hold on to because now you're being adjudicated with the modern standards, which are way, way tougher. So, the point is, when you were found disabled back in the 90s, it was easy peasy back then. You could get in, it wasn't that big of a deal. But now it's tooth and nail. So it's going to be a much, much different legal standard. So
I'm educated. Yeah, they told me because I have a bachelor's degree.
Sure, yeah.
I'm 54. They think I can just sit down with the oxygen machine and do something online.
Yeah.
I can't breathe, honestly.
Sure. So the basic thing is this: you're going to have to win it with the new filing, and you're going to have to basically seek a grid out from the 50 to 55 category, and you're going to have to beat light sedentary type work. show that you'd have a difficult time with it. But the main thing here is like, so what is the current list of impairments? Like, give me the top 5.
Emphysema. That's really basically the top one. The first one that I had was I caught lead poisoning when I was 5, and I spent the whole first between 5 and 6 years old in the hospital. I was not able to go home. I had severe lead poisoning, which they said altered brain activities and behavioral. And
okay,
I've been, you know what I mean? It was more of a mental type of thing.
So what do you currently,
like I said,
like, so what do you, when was the last time you worked and earned a check?
In 2019.
So what is your date last insured?
Of like Medicaid insured?
Yeah. So no. Like your date last
20
insured for SSDI. Yeah.
Oh, they cut it off in 2023, November of 2023.
What's the newest filing date that you have?
Last month of that was when I went to the doctor. I went to go see one of their doctors. They told me to go on oxygen. The filing was maybe 130 days prior.
Okay. All right. So you got wait. So wait, did you have a ruling? Oh shit! Did you have a ruling after your DLI? Did you apply, get denied, and then reapply?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
God.
what they told me I had to do. But I put in a waiver and I put in the appeal. They're saying that they don't see an appeal. They never saw an appeal. However, it's on my my Social Security.gov
Sure.
that page. It's already on there, but they're saying that they're not seeing it. But it's on there. I have proof that it's there. I've put in the waiver, the appeal. I've applied twice now since they cut me off in 2023.
I mean, so all right, so let me ask you this. Like, where are you at with the mental impairments? When was the last time you were in a mental facility? Where are those at?
I haven't. I had an arrest for assault with a dangerous weapon in 2009, I believe. And that was the last thing. My Medicaid here does not cover therapy or anything like that. So I'm not able to get the services that I need here in North Carolina for my mental disability. I'm not able to get anything.
Well, no, you could do one of those telephonic things. You could go to a behavioral center, do all that.
$54, yeah. At $54, sir, I can show you a bill right now that I have not paid because I can't afford it. I have no income. None.
So what happened
no
with what happened with the Medicare attachment?
They cut that off. My last one was in June of 2024, I believe. They let me have it for 6 months after they cut off the disability. I did have it for 6 months, so that's cut off.
So
I no longer have Medicare.
So so basically, you got a lot of issues here. First one is, are you able to recover the DLI from prior filings that were filed over and over? So major mistake there. And then the next one is,
oh God, no.
You have to recover the DLI, otherwise you're SSI only. So if you can't recover the DLI, your date last insured, then you have to go with SSI as the only option, which is Medicaid and the smaller monthly check. So, geez Louise, I'm
trying to get that. Yeah.
So
I applied for just that. It doesn't matter at this point. I just, honestly, to be honest with you, sir, just give me my health insurance, so I can keep going to the doctor. You know, I'm at
Yeah.
that point now.
Yeah, I mean, but remember, because you kept refiling over and over, it wiped out your attachment to the date last insured. You need an attorney to fix this, because they have to show that there was repetitive, continuous filings that were in error, based upon advice from, essentially local SSA field office staff personnel. Because the bottom line is, like, you're not going to be able to fix this.
Okay.
Let me go with the next caller, because I'm trying to keep these calls short. But
Thank you.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
hope you and the doggy is doing good.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's limping a bit, but anyways, let me take this next call. I'll catch you later. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Speakers on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. You're going to be our last caller for the night. How can I help you?
All right, I'm calling back again. This is hypothetically speaking, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's a little blurry, but go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you remember me, but I was telling you hypothetically that I had an eBay, and I've been looking. I've been doing that eBay for 10 years, and haven't reported it.
Mm-hmm.
But now here's my other question. With this AI stuff they kicking in, what if they find out, what if they trace your email address and see that you've been you got YouTube videos? A lot of them.
So you're saying you have a bunch of YouTube videos?
I'm saying hypothetically David has a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, man, if you have a lot of YouTube videos, are you making money off of YouTube?
No.
Are these custom-made videos that are meant to, like, make money?
No, because you have to get what you call monetized.
So with your videos that you're making, are you, like, how many videos are we talking about? Are we talking about 100 videos? Are we talking about 1,000 videos?
No, it's like I'm guessing it's around 600 and something.
600 videos? Are these shorts? Are these longs? Are they mids? What are they?
No, some of them got 5 hours on them.
Some of them have 5 O's on them? Like
5 hours.
Oh, 5 hours
5
on
hours.
them.
Some of them are 5 hours long.
And what happens during these videos? Like, are you in them, or are they, like, machine generated?
No, playing games.
And you're creating evidence that's going to nip you. What kind of games are you playing?
I like simulation. I like simulation games.
Like, give me an example.
Like Farming Simulator 25.
Yeah.
Simulator.
And you're literally showing them that you could build a farm, that you could work a farm from a desk job situation. When you plan out a farm, you're putting different crops, you're using different equipment, you're picking what type of equipment to buy into. And you're literally showing them that you have the capacity to manage a farm. Is your face in these videos?
No, I think my face is in 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, man, you're creating evidence that they can use against you. Remember, they have a company that surfs the web to take images and videos of your face, and then they put it into a profile for you. And remember, that company lost, like, it got hacked, and there was like over 300 million socials, usernames, addresses, phone numbers that they got out of that company. So the point I'm getting at, the Jericho company, the point I'm getting at is, like, you are literally creating evidence that they will use to show that you could do a job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just one more quick question. I'm going to let you go.
Sure.
Now, what if the only thing that you actually get, what if the only thing a person actually gets is SSI and SSDI? Nothing else that they get from the government, other than Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah, I mean, what about it? That's not going to change anything. You're basically a person who's doing the actions of a simulator that simulates you creating a successful farm that would render product. I mean, you're literally you're showing them that you know how to manage a farm.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, think a lot of people who are going to watch this video don't know what those farm simulators are. But as somebody who grew up on, I'm an ag, so somebody who grew up on a farm, so the way everybody that's watching, the way it works is, you have a plot of land, and your goal is to basically increase the plot of land over time. And so you're going to start growing crops. Then you have to pick out what types of equipment. You have to pick up what types of, attachments, and then you have to pick up. Okay, you have to buy this much seed. You got to buy this much, weed spray. You got to buy this much, fertilizer. And then you go ahead and you work it and you build it. You create a simulated farm that successfully makes money. And then you buy more land and you grow the farm. And that's the whole idea of it. So yeah, man, you're literally creating evidence that shows you have the capacity to manage a farm.
and the fact that there's other stuff that a person can qualify for from the government, but yet don't. That's not gonna have any standing with it at all.
Well, I mean, remember SSDI, SSI, the whole point of those programs at like the basic level is that you can't work. You know what I mean? You're getting the attachment of the health insurance, your Medicare. You probably have access to Medicaid as well. So that's the bundle. If you're a hybrid SSI, SSDI allowance, plus you get your Medicaid, Medicare set up, what you're essentially doing is you're saying to the government, hey, I'm unable to work, a full-time job consistently. And if you're on YouTube for 5 hours showing the best way to create a company, run a company, and grow a profit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I know you would understand this. It's a whole lot different than doing it on the computer than to doing it in real life.
Yeah, it is. But remember, all right, let me ask you this. When they go to train pilots that are new to the system, new to flying, right? What is one of the tools that they use to train pilots?
Freaking flight simulators.
Flight simulator. When they go to train 18-wheelers, right? Big truck over the road drivers, as a part of their course nowadays, not back in the day, but nowadays, what is something that they use to train over the road drivers?
Truck simulators.
Big rig truck simulator. You got it. And what are you doing?
Essentially, he said on an amateur level, basically the same thing.
How do you think that's going to come up in the brief, though? They create an ROI report. It talks about all the things you've been able to accomplish, right? Do you think it's going to come off as it's just an amateur game, or do you think it's going to come off as bullet points as, claimant then was able to go ahead and grow the farm. Claimant then was able to go ahead and utilize produce to make a profit. Claimant was then able to go ahead and purchase larger machinery. Bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. They don't give a shit if it's an amateur game or not. They don't give a shit if it's fun or not. If you're able to go ahead and manage a farm in a hypothetical world, they're going to expect you to go ahead and sit there and do the same thing in the real world.
I mean, there's nothing I can say against that.
Well, just, you might want to look into the videos that have your face and give them some consideration.
That's the funny thing about it. It's only like maybe one or two of them on there, and I don't remember which one of those are.
And then you gotta maybe ask the AI computer, submit your channel to AI and ask them to find, any and all videos that have, your face on it. And then AI will ask you to submit a picture, and then it will scroll through all of your videos and find your face.
Wait a minute, AI would do that?
Yeah. ChatGPT might do that. I think it's ChatGPT might do it. There's a couple of AIs out there that do that stuff.
I tried ChatGPT, and give me one more minute, I'll be off the phone with you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried ChatGPT, but every time I tried it, they wanted you to actually have a telephone, a cell phone number, not a Google number. not a home phone number, but an actual cell, and I don't have an active cell phone.
Sure.
I don't have one. Can't fit it in the budget.
Yeah, I get it. No worries. But you know, point is, I don't know. That sounds weird. I don't get that with ChatGPT. But point I'm getting at is you want to work on that. But I've actually got to head to bed because I got to wake up early and head to Home Depot in the morning to get this little battery that goes in the zero turn because it crapped out because of the heat waves. But I will catch you a little bit later, and we'll rock and roll from there. You know.
Look, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so real quick, everybody, bottom line is this. I'm going to catch you all tomorrow. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow, but remember, I have that mega brief to finish up. Also, please keep in mind, Mondays are rough. There's a lot of calls. There's a lot of things that have to be done. I got to keep the judges happy. I got to keep the clients happy. As you know, I'm Attorney Walter Hnot, most viewed, most subscribed to, most clicked on. I guess you could say most popular disability attorney in America because of those details. Please remember to like. Please remember to subscribe. If I helped you out in some way, please head over to Google. Type in Disability Resolution Law Firm or Disability Resolution Florida. Throw some stars up there if you want. It's up to you. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we will rock and roll from there. Thank you so much. Attorney Walter Hnot. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.